Hello, and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Jason.
In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes. Because this week we recommend Final Destination.
Hell yeah.
The Candyman himself said so.
I don't get the reference.
Oh, Tony Todd? The guy that said that
he's
quote?
the Candyman.
Yeah, he's the Candyman. Yeah. So this was your first time watching it, surprisingly?
Yes.
That you just told me a minute ago.
That's my first fucking time. And I was very surprised because I thought it was going to be a lot different. I thought it was going to be more like the other one, like the second one or the third one. Because I've only seen pieces of those and it's just like random people dying all over the place.
Yeah.
But
it takes it too far in the other ones.
This one, it's kind of like, I had no idea
small.
it was started with a horrible plane accident.
Yeah, right? Wow. Boy, does this age great, because planes are flying out of the fucking air, crashing all over the place.
Well, this one was like loaded with C4 or something,
Yeah,
so I don't know,
you know,
under the passenger seats.
I mean, geez, they just keep looking at the plane. It's like, why is anybody getting on these planes? It's falling apart.
Did this movie create helicopter parents and all the fear of flying?
Well, apparently it created parents who hate people that saved their kids.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up.
I was like, dude.
Even his own parents gaslit the fuck out of him for
It's like, what did y'all think he did? You think this high school teenager?
You shouldn't have been alive.
Yeah, you should have died. Our son committed unaliving
How
himself.
come you got to live?
And it's your fault for saving him in the first place. It's like, what?
Shit, man.
Yeah. Something I watching this, I thought this wasn't like, this was the 2000s film. It came out in 2000. It feels like a 90s film.
It really does.
Yeah, and it's like right before everything became like super edited and cut crazy, like 13 Ghosts, Saw, and all those movies. And it's like, oh, whoa. Because I don't know, but it's like kind of in this in-between where it's not as cheesy as 90s. Movies like Urban Legends and things like that, where it's just like, does anybody know how to act in these movies? Or did we just not know that people couldn't act back then in these teen movies?
And I thought the main character, he's got this like underbite, I think. Yeah. That is just insane. It looks like Beavis.
It's wild. While I was watching, I was like, wow, Devin Sawa kind of not attractive. And he's leading this movie. It's kind of great. It just... Because after
no problem having an underbite. I just thought it was kind of funny. Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
But I was just like, when I was looking at it, I was like, I thought I remember Devin Sawa being more attractive than this. But then I was like, oh no, he just kind of looks like a regular guy, which I mean, great. I mean, I just look like a regular guy. Let's go. Let's put these people in the movies. But then like everybody else in the movie is like kind of beautiful. So
yeah.
Shit, where was I going with that?
And how about fucking Sean William Scott? This is a very different role for him.
Isn't it great? I loved it. It's like, you know, I watched...
Who is this guy?
I watched these movies
so much
like...
range.
I know. He was able to play the people that he bullied in American Pie very well. It was fun. It was something, whenever I recommended it last week, I was like, oh, we should do it. You know, the new movie's coming out soon. I've just been kind of want to watch it. And I rewatched them like 5 years ago and they're great. And then I was just like, am I sure that this is a movie I want to recommend for the podcast after we already released the other episode? And I'm like,
I would, just for Bloodworth.
Yeah.
Tony Todd is so fucking good in that 5 minutes that he's in the movie.
It was just like, if I was them, I'd be like, go to the cops. Like, I think that guy may have also killed somebody. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think he's creating business for himself. Because for one, he was way too chill about us breaking it.
Yeah.
And he just did all that in front of us.
Yeah, he's probably like thinking that he doesn't have to worry about break-ins because he'll just make you into a balloon, like a man balloon with his little injection thingies.
It was so cool to watch though.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Blech.
It's like, I kind of just want to watch.
Have you ever met a real life, what do you call these guys? Morticians? Like
embalmers or whatever.
Embalmers, yeah.
Are they all cool and chill?
I'm sure they are. I've only met one, and we visited him as part of the school thing.
Yeah.
And he looked like Edward Scissorhands' overweight older brother or younger brother.
They're in some sort of fucking basement all day.
Yeah, but his skin was so pale. It like raven black hair.
Yeah.
And with his bucket of teeth and hip bone replacements. He was like, check this out. And he like got a handful and he pulled them out and was like letting them fall out of his hand like coins.
He's just like walking around the funeral home at the person's wedding. This is your grandma's hip replacement bone. Isn't this cool, kids? And everybody's like, oh my God.
But this guy is wealthy.
Well, I think you have to look like you could be the lead singer of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, he could.
So. The only other, really, when I think about it, I've always kind of thought of Tony Todd as like that type of guy because of this movie. And he shows up in like a few of the other ones, or two of them, I think. And Bob's Burger, Mort.
Okay.
Yeah, because he owns the funeral home. So I just assume he does it.
Mort.
Yeah, Mort's like the only one from Bob's Burgers the other one I can remember. Or Haunting of Hill House, the girl that owns the funeral home. She does it. Pale skin, dark hair. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's just how you have to look. Yeah. Mort's the only normal one that I know of. So do you think this premise is silly or great?
I don't know. There's a lot of silly things about it.
Yeah. like death, it just comes in through fucking windows.
Like death is a slow puddle.
Yeah.
Which is fun to think about.
But you know what? I think that's kind of great.
I know it's kind of great, but like he also, death has a real problem trying to hurt this kid.
Yeah.
Everybody else seems fine with.
Yeah.
But like, he's just has a lot of near misses that nobody else really got the opportunity to have.
Well, I mean, like everybody's like, it's like, dang, I didn't see the signs, but this kid, he's like very attentive. It's like usually everybody's just so like preoccupied with themselves, but Devin saw it, not him. This guy's just waiting. He's looking in windows, he's seeing visions.
He's super paranoid all the time. I guess that's how you survive.
That's great. That's how I survived. That's why I'm surviving, baby. So I guess when it comes to horror movies, this would be like one of my last questions to ask you. Do you prefer slashers or kind of supernatural horrors like this?
I think supernatural horrors.
Kind of a little more fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you make a slasher, you have to like go out of your way to make it super fun or it's super new versus something like a supernatural horror like this. It's like, bro, the fucking toilet's leaking, dog. I'm gonna hang myself because of it. It's so fun.
I grew up watching like Jason and Freddy and stuff, and it would always scare me so much, but I would always try to watch it. Yeah. Just because my friends had seen it.
And when you watch Freddy now, it's like, this isn't scary. Bitch. This is hilarious.
This isn't scary, bitch.
Bitch, this is funny. It's so great. I love the Freddys. The Jasons bore me to death. And I don't think I really watched them as a kid, but I did watch these as a kid, and I loved them. They're great. I love everything supernatural. It's just wonderful.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't know. It's just such a creative idea of a movie. And this is actually going to lead us into the facts because I have a really fun fact about this premise. It was originally an X-File episode.
Nice.
Yeah, like the whole like plane crash is going to be like Scully's brother that was going to be on the plane and has the premonition. But I guess because they thought it was such a great idea that Chris Carter, who wrote it, the guy who started X-Files, wrote the episode of it. And then they kind of expanded on it. And they're like, no, this needs to be a movie because we could do more with it.
They're like, hey, we got a good one. We got a good idea.
And they just, they're just like,
did it.
Holy shit, this is actually kind of a bigger idea than we thought. And they just wanted to.
This is too good for X-Files.
They just kind of wanted to like be able to dive into discussing Death's role in the whole thing. They
should have had Mueller and her.
Oh, if they popped up at the end.
Yeah.
Instead of Shrek and Weenie or whatever his name is. When I forgot that the guy's name was Shrek, I immediately was typing notes, looked up, was like, donkey.
Agent Shrek and Agent Weenie.
Yeah.
This is Men in Black all over
great. Again. So apparently every Final Destination film is based on horrifying premonition of events that actually came true. Or not came true, but like where's something in the past that actually happened. Like the flight in this one. I guess it was based, the plane blowing up in this one was based on the TWA Flight 800 explosion. So yeah,
someone brought a bottle of sunscreen on the plane without throwing it out first, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. It just exploded.
Fucking assholes.
But yeah, so I guess that in the other ones, like Final Destination 2, the car crash at the beginning is like based on an actual 125 car pileup in Georgia.
Shit.
Apparently that happened at one point. And then there was like the
let's check Georgia off the list of the states that I'd like to drive through.
Yeah.
I hate that place.
And then I guess in the Final Destination 5, that's the one with like a NASCAR event that like explodes. Apparently there was like something that actually happened like that in the 50s.
Whoa, like it went out to the crowd and everything?
Yeah, I guess so.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty well.
That's why you go.
That's why you go.
Just to see a crash and mass death.
I mean, that is why when I was a kid, I liked to watch it. And then there was the time that Dale Earnhardt, my favorite race car driver when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I do not watch NASCAR now.
I used to have his trading cards.
Yeah, but everybody loved Dale Earnhardt. That was like when NASCAR was cool for some reason. I don't know why. Everybody liked it. It was crazy in Tennessee.
I think the trading cards helped.
Yeah.
Like baseball cards.
But then, Dale Earnhardt had like a crash and he died. And it was like, crashes aren't fun anymore. I don't like car
they had
crashes.
to go and make it safe.
Yeah. Thanks, Dale. Hey. Raise hell, praise Dale. That's all we got to say about it.
Never heard that. That's great.
So the characters in the films were named after famous horror celebrities, mainly directors. So let's see. You got, for example, Alex Browning, which is Devin Sawa, Billy Hitchcock, which was his friend, Larry Murnau. I don't know. It was the French teacher at the beginning. And Black Dyer, all named after directors. Todd Browning, he did Freaks, that old like 1930s film. Alfred Hitchcock, obviously, that was Billy Hitchcock, named after. F.W. Murnau, I don't know, I can't say his name. And then Carl Theodore Dreyer, respectively. While the characters Terry Chaney, Agent Schreck, and Valerie Luton all pay homage to actors Lon Chaney, Max Schreck, Val Luton. And it continues in the rest of the Final Destination films. I thought that was cool.
It's like an onion just peeling apart the layers.
You got to peel across the layers. And another fun one. So apparently, Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst were almost the stars of this movie.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been. I feel like, man, does it not feel like it might have been a worse movie?
I don't know.
It feels wrong in my head. They're Spider-Mans. They're the Spider-Mans.
It's the Spider-Mans.
They're not the Destinations. But yeah, I guess originally New Line Cinema wanted Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst to star in the Final Destination, but they likely passed on the project for a chance to star in Spider-Man. But I think it worked out better that they weren't in it because I don't know. What else would we be talking about Devin Sawa with? Other than
you would have been in Spider-Man.
Idle Hands.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it might have. That would have been crazy.
They just traded.
You know what? I think everything worked out just fine then. So one last thing. I was going to put it at the top, and then I found this little piece of trivia on IMDb. I was thinking of like, trivia. It was kind of cool that Ali Lauder, Alex and Clear in the movie didn't really have like a relationship. Right? They were just kind of friends. And I was like, oh man, this is so un-90s and 2000s of them. But it turns out, yeah, they were supposed to be in a relationship, but they cut it all out for like, I guess, time. And it just like, it wasn't working. But I guess Ali Lauder, so when they're on the beach together talking and she says that like crazy 7-Eleven story about her father, they're supposed to kiss. And like, we were going to find out that Clear was going to be pregnant and stuff. And that was going to be like a big thing at the end. And then eventually it comes into play in the sequel. They kind of like just one off with a couple of lines that they had a relationship and stuff. But I thought it was when they were getting off the plane to get into Paris at the end, he like puts his hands on her shoulder and I'm like, oh, it's just like a group of friends here. This is fun. Because usually you don't see it. It always got to be like some overdone relationship type thing. Yeah. But I thought that was fun. Or cool. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, it was kind of neat. But it kind of also, when she didn't, what am I trying to say? God damn it. Okay. What's the syndrome you get when you fall in love with the person that saves your life? I don't know. Maybe that's what it kind of was because she wasn't like in love with him, but she's like, I'm going to stay close to this guy because he could see the future.
Oh, yeah.
I would do the same thing. Just survive it.
I guess they just also can, like, I guess there isn't a specific medical term for falling in love with someone who saves your life. The closest concept is Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but that's like your captors.
Your captors. I guess you feel captured by
there you go. A real Pokemon snap of
niceness.
emotion.
I don't know. All right, bro. I guess we should probably get into the plot before death finds us.
Ah, hurry up. Everything in here could kill us.
I know. This is like this room for sure. I mean, we got my Drive poster of Ryan Gosling that's like tipping towards your head right now with a helmet. This is essentially a fire hazard of a room because I have blankets and foam everywhere.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of room to run out. So we'll probably trip. The dog will trip us. It's going to be terrible. We're all going to die. So if this is the last time you hear from us, thank you for listening.
You just hear us slip comically on banana peels.
And then it's like after we die, it's just like death sits down. So I have an idea for a movie. It's like, Beetlejuice? Was that you? It sounded like Beetlejuice. All right. So let's hop into the film. So we meet Alex the day before a trip to France. His mom rips something off his suitcase. He says it should stay on for luck. I guess it's from when he last took a trip. You're supposed to leave it like your little tag on.
Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever thought about this leaving the tags on your suitcases. I bet it pisses off the people who have to deal with your luggage.
Yeah, probably.
And that's why your luggage gets lost sometimes.
Hey, but you know what?
Or sent to the wrong place.
Like we're all like this whole movie, they're blaming freaking Devin Sawa or Alex for killing everybody. It was the damn mom.
Yeah.
Ripped off the suitcase thing. Death was like, ooh, I got you, son, now, lady.
It's like she rips off the tag on a mattress that says it's illegal to rip off.
Yeah. He's like, you're next. His dad says he's got his whole life ahead of him. Are these parents trying to kill this kid by saying this?
It was so foreboding.
I know. Like if I was growing up and my parents were just saying this randomly before I went to a trip, I'm like, I ain't going. You just killed me.
Don't be afraid, son. You'll live forever.
Be like, okay, well, I'm going to die tripping down the steps. And then while he is sleeping, windy-ass death comes into his house.
Yeah, I was like, surely not. He surely doesn't get killed by the wind.
Yeah, they kind of all do.
I know, yeah.
But really he's a ghost. Death is a ghost. So Alex gets ready to board Volley Airlines Flight 180, a Boeing 747. And if you think how unbelievable this is, well, they're flying out of the fucking skies as we speak. So this movie is so realistic, it's crazy.
Just flying coffins everywhere.
Yeah. He's got his classmates for their senior trip to Paris. Wow. They must live in a rich neighborhood.
Yeah. And none of them speak French. So it's not like a French class field trip.
Not at all. You know what we did for our senior trip? Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Because our schools don't do that, I guess, anymore.
We had to plan our own.
Really?
I went to Yellowstone.
I think they do senior trips still, but like you have to be the ones that plan it and pay for it all. And then you have to find like a teacher or somebody to take you guys. And I'm like, no, we don't run the school. But also, how do you plan a senior trip for like 100 billion students? So, I get it.
Just pocket the cash and go to Vegas.
Yeah. So Alex, he seems super suspicious about everything and all the planes. They look like shit. Like he's just hearing noises. Like the little cards in the back are all going crazy, saying closed and cancel. And might as well just put, you're going to die. Don't get on. We learned that the trip is going to be for 10 days with 40 students from their high school. After the group boards the plane itself being in bad condition, Alex switches seats with...
was this a Boeing?
Yeah.
747?
Yeah, that's what it is.
God damn.
He switches seats with two characters. When he sits down, his tray table is like having faulty knob. And after takeoff...
He's like, oh, hell no.
No, I'm out of here. And during takeoff, the plane has a mechanical failure, leading to a mid-air explosion, killing everybody on board. Bro, this was a brutal scene.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah. Like, I always remember it being more fun, not like, maybe it's just because we're seeing literal videos of planes like crashing now.
All the time. Yeah.
But like, when you, like the people like flying out,
yeah,
but they're
the
like,
side.
You got the teacher like trying to grab the hand, and I was like, oh wow, I thought this was more fun. It's kind of brutal. And then Devin Sawa's face is them kind of like sitting on it for 10 seconds while it's like burning. I was like, wow, I don't think I want to fly now.
Fucking metal.
It was kind of great.
I want to go on this ride.
Scary. Yeah.
Why don't we have theme parks of death?
Universal, get rid of the Fast and Furious ride, make a Final Destination ride.
Just make rides where you die and then you come back at the end.
It's called your car. You could just do that anytime, Jason.
No, but I want it to be fun.
Oh, I want it to be just pop some pills or something and be real fun then. Do some meth.
Just choke me
Everything's
out
fine.
until I feel good.
Yeah. But Alex wakes up randomly and he's still, like, being asked to switch seats. And then he's like, this doesn't seem right. So, and then all of a sudden the events that he saw from his visions begin to occur in reality. He panics until a fight breaks out between him and his roided up rival.
Yeah, what's
Carter.
up with this guy?
Dude, I don't know. He's just waiting to...
He hates him.
Yeah, it must just be a thing that like, I don't know. They've been in probably the same class their entire like school life, and they just don't get along. And he's just been like, I've been waiting.
Fact that he's attracted to him, probably.
I've been waiting for you just to mess up once because I was going to beat the shit out of you, dude. It is wild. He hates him. It's like, don't start a fight on the plane. Just he can get off. You just sit there. You don't have to start beating him up. It's so random.
I don't know what would ever go through your mind to make you want to,
that
aggro.
To do
this.
Yeah. I can only assume steroids since he's got a varsity jacket on. I don't know.
That's what that means.
Yeah. He has to be doing steroids. Like, why else is he? I don't know. I guess he's just a teenager. He's probably horny.
Dude.
Didn't get to have sex with his girl. I don't know.
No, he wants Sawa.
Yeah.
He just hates it.
But their little fight results in them both being removed from the plane along with Alex's best friend, Todd, spelled with only one D. And apparently that's because if you spell it that way, and I forgot what language, but it means death. In the language, yeah.
That's interesting.
So Todd Wagner, Carter's girlfriend, Terry Chaney, teacher Valerie Luton, and students Billy Hitchcock, that's Sean William Scott, and Clear Rivers, Allie Lauder. Great. So Valerie asks fellow teacher, the French guy, to get back into the flight as she cannot leave the rest of the students unchaperoned. Bro, this pilot, right? Can we talk about this little scene? So he's like, oh, y'all can't get back on the plane. None of y'all. And it's like, well, okay, the two teachers with these kids are like, I can only allow one of you to go. And it's like, why? Let both of them go. They have to watch these kids.
We want 40 unsupervised children.
Having no idea where they're going, can't speak French, none of it. They're just going to be lost in France by themselves, underage. It's like, hey, probably,
that's a movie.
I understand you're upset about some of these people, but maybe think a little bit clearly and be like, oh, it's just these two idiots? Okay, well, then everybody else can get back on. Like, what?
And all you have to do to get everyone off the plane is say the B word on the plane.
Well, this is before 2000. This is before 2001. It's like, I mean, they just let planes nothing closed in that thing.
The plane had like bullet holes.
Golly. It's like the cigarette burns on like a carpet or something. Like, God. I mean, you had the two flight attendants were sitting in a one chair.
Yeah.
Like they're like buckled with one seatbelt. I'm like, I've never been on a plane, so I don't know if that's how it works. But I was like,
I don't think that's
you
what
don't
you're
have
supposed to do.
two chairs
Watch
for
changed
each
since
of them.
2000 though.
That's true. That is true. Thank goodness. So Clear was forced off the plane, but disembarked voluntarily. None of the other passengers except Clear believes Alex about his vision until the plane explodes on takeoff.
That was awesome.
That was great.
All the glass breaks.
Yeah, that was.
Fuck yeah.
It's like I never thought of glass breaking, and then I'm like, oh hell yeah.
You're just waiting for him. What's his Todd what's
Billy.
the guy? Billy.
Yeah,
waiting for
Sean
him.
Williams.
I don't know. I was just waiting for the main character to be like, told ya.
Alex. Yeah.
See, I knew it.
Yeah. Instead, everyone looks at him like he's a freak. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would be looking at him too, but I wouldn't be like, get away from me. I'd be like, thank you, dude. Holy shit, bro. You
bullet.
the man.
Yeah,
I'd be dapping him up.
Hell yeah.
I'd be like, bro, if I was Carter, I'd be like, I love you, bro.
You, me, bar.
We
right
go,
now. Let's go.
We going places together. You ain't leaving my
You're
side.
not leaving my side.
But afterwards, the survivors are interrogated by two FBI agents, Ween and Shrek. God, I wish the other one was just called Donkey. It's been better. Or Fiona.
Oh, hell yeah. That would have been good.
And they're both suspicious of Alex because I guess
how come you didn't die?
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's a high school teacher. You got cameras in an airport. You would have been able to see if he did anything to this plane, I would assume. But what would he have done to the plane? Like, I mean, I guess they don't know because it blew up. So
as a teenager, acne.
Yeah.
Mood swings.
Yeah, that's true. So Alex is not able to explain how he knew that the plane was going to explode after takeoff and simply says that he had a vision where he saw the plane explode. Then everybody's parents show up but Claire's. Also, could we not just call her Claire? Is it not?
It would have been a lot easier.
It's so annoying.
It is very annoying.
Like writing the notes. I typed in Claire so much. Just because Claire's not a name. Like, it's such an odd name. So, later that night, Alex is getting spooked by a storm. Damn death, man. Death's just like, I'm coming to get you. Here's some lightning strikes in your road.
Angry.
It's like, you son of a bitch, I'm coming for
Yeah,
you.
struck his driveway.
And he's like, oh, I want to get you, but I have there's assigned seating I have to go by. Death would be great in a movie theater. Someone's like, I'm sitting in the wrong seat. It's like, get out.
Ticket.
Go to your assigned seat just in case I happen. So they have a memorial for everybody that died. They reveal a giant eagle statue.
Okay. They said in the memorial, they're like, our 39 we mourn the loss of 39 students.
Yeah, and one teacher.
But by my count, if there were 40 kids in total, was it 45 before they got off?
I guess so.
But they're only counting, it had to have been. Because I thought they kept saying 40 students.
Yeah, and I also said 40 students. I didn't even think about that.
And he's like, we mourn the death of 39. Yeah. We're glad but there's like 4 other ones? I don't know.
Well, so there's 40, and then I guess like the people that got off, and the 40th person was, I guess, that French teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, Death didn't account for that, did he?
Death's not an accountant.
Yeah. So Carter refuses to acknowledge that he owes anything to Alex and says that he will live his life to the fullest. That means he's going to die. It's like, Carter.
For now.
Hey, man. Like, the guy didn't say anything to you. Why he just really wants to beat him up. So Carter again wants to
control me.
Yeah. Carter again wants to fight immediately. He's obviously on roids. Says he's never gonna die. That's exactly what you say before you die. Billy, he says he got his.
Hold my beer, says that.
Billy says he got his license, but the driver instructor said he will die at a young age. I'm assuming because how bad he is at driving.
Well, then he shouldn't have given him the license.
I know. He said he passed, but with the lowest possible score. He asked Alex some questions because he thinks he can see the future. So when you got your driving test to get your license, did it go smoothly?
I guess. I think I did mess up on like one thing, and I had to ended up taking it again.
Oh, I didn't have to take it again, but there's one point because I was doing it, and there was 2 driver instructors. There was the nice one, and there was an asshole. I got the asshole.
Yay!
I was so nervous that day. So I did all my things. I checked my mirrors and whatever. And everything was going great. All we had to do is drive back to the driver's license place.
He's like, take me to the liquor store.
Yeah. But like, so, there was like plenty of time for me to pull out. And I was pulling out on like a 55 road. And there was like a semi coming, but it was so far away. Like nobody in their right mind would have waited.
Yeah.
Right.
Stupid shit like that.
But because it's an instructor and he wants to make sure you're being safe or whatever, I start going. He like pulls the wheel and says, stop. And I was like, okay. So we sit there for like over 30 seconds. I'm like, dude, we'd be back at the DMV by now.
I know
that was my only.
When did they think it was like a great idea to do the test on like live,
actual
like
roads?
Hot streets?
Yeah. How about you do like a small test to make sure they can pull
cones out
out
in the parking lot?
Yeah,
drive
do
around
that.
The cones.
Do that first to make sure these people can drive, and then let them go on the road.
Put up some of those like wacky waving inflatable flailing arms guys.
Yeah,
for like pedestrians.
Yeah, and like the crazy thing is like the DMV here is like on a 55 mile per hour road. It's like, maybe put this on like a 30 mile per hour road, just like, and then like take them to it's kind of wild. It's like, because, as a kid, you don't want to like immediately start gassing it really fast. So, like I'm slowly speeding up. I just remember my dad being like, he grabbed your wheel. And I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, well, good
thing. I thought you meant he had like his own wheel.
No, it was my own car.
Like co-pilot.
He like grabbed it. Like he reached across and grabbed it and it like freaked me the fuck out.
And you hit the gas really hard.
Like, we're going together. Yeah. I was just curious if you had any interesting.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. So Alex, still at the memorial, goes to the teacher. Valerie says that Alex scares the shit out of him. It's like, lady, you're alive because of him. What are we doing? We learn Todd's parents won't let them hang out with Alex. And then Clear thanks Alex. It's just like he saved y'all's lives. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, thank God he's got Ali Larder around.
God damn.
Otherwise, it'd just be like, well, I wish we all just died then.
Yeah. Kill him right now.
Yeah.
You ungrateful bitch.
Yeah. So after attending the memorial service, an unusual chain reaction happens to Todd, who's just like about to shave. He's in the bathroom and stuff. So we see death blowing through the window. Shuts the door while Todd is taking a poop. And then while pooping, a leaky toilet nozzle, essentially, I guess a faucet. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's the thing that turns your
the main water
on
the
and
toilet.
off. Yeah, starts spilling water on the floor. Todd begins to shave and sees a shadowy figure in the mirror. Todd slips on the slippery floor as he's taking his mom's underwear and bra and stuff out of the bathroom shower.
Yeah.
Shower clothesline.
And he wears it.
Weird. And gets tangled in the clothesline around his neck inside the shower. And he struggles. It's tightening up on his neck.
I was like, where did the line come from? And why is the shower equipped with a garrote wire?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was just the clothesline.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's like fishing wire almost. It's like, dude, just use like some twine or something. Like, what do we do?
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe put your clothesline outside. That's what we did when we grew up. And also, these are rich people looking for their houses. Where's your dryer? I don't know. Well, I guess there's some clothes, you don't want it to dry, I guess.
It's just good at laundry.
It's just like, man, it just seems like a hazard now. But yeah, so Todd accidentally
just eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Gets choked by a clothes.
Todd accidentally died himself. But mysteriously, the water starts to retreat into the toilet after Todd is dead. The floor is dry and clean as there are no apparent cause for death.
And like the shower was so slippery he couldn't stand up.
Dude, I don't know. Man. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Dude, his death holding him down, man. I mean, maybe the bathtub was wet. I don't know.
It looks like somebody had filled it up with like aftershave.
That's what he just put some on. He just got finished shaving. What I love about the scene is like in these movies, there's always like, ooh, this is how they're gonna die, shaving. Then he starts plucking he's in high schoolers, but he's plucking his nose hairs already. I feel like it's just gonna make him grow faster as you get older. So maybe don't do that until you wait till you get older. And so you think, oh, it's gonna go up his nose or something. Then it's like, oh no, it's some batshit clothesline death. Okay, and that's what I love about the movie. But while all this was happening, Alex had been receiving hints about Todd's death that night. A piece of paper that says Todd on it.
Oh yeah, but it came out of his porn magazine.
Yeah, like it somehow got into the fan, flew everywhere.
Owl lands. Says, what's up? He throws a porn mag at it.
And owls are signs of death.
Well, why would you do that?
I don't know. It was weird.
Okay. Sure.
So Alex rushed to the home to find that Todd has already died. The father blames Alex for the death because of all the grief he had. Well, sorry, father, friend's father didn't just let your son die on a plane.
But I wanted him to die.
It's like, I just put in my notes, motherfucker, he saved your kid's life. And then Clear, who's also for some reason at the house, tells Alex to go away unless he wants to be implicated in the death, which the agents already saw him at that point. Shrek and Donkey. So Alex goes to Clear's house with her weird welding sculptors. There's like a giant question mark on like a spring, and she's like, I did this for you. And it's like,
this is you.
I just been like, all right, I'm going to head out, I guess.
Though, if a girl would have turned me into a bobblehead, that would be kind of
that would actually that'd be pretty solid.
And I guess she doesn't have parents.
Yeah, we'll figure that out soon.
She's just been on her own.
She's just living, and I guess in the old parents' house for a while. Yeah,
she's got a bunch of springy headed. As her parents.
And then she makes one of like the new boyfriend and just like beats it up all the time. So
you see that girl that beats up the karate thing? She'll like drive a truck into it and she'll like fart on his face.
What? That's awesome.
It's like one of those dummies you punch.
Oh yeah, the punching dummies.
And she just like fucks with it all the time. It's so funny.
I mean, hey, I feel like there's people out there that need that, you know. She wasn't doing it to that dummy. I feel bad for whoever's in her lives. So Clear says that when Alex spoke on the plane, she could feel what he felt and followed him out of the plane. And again that night, she could feel Alex's panic and went to Todd's house. So she also has the gift, which is why she comes back later and is able to see the deaths and stuff in the sequel. So while his death is ruled a unaliving over guilt of George's death, who stayed into the plane, Alex sneaks into the funeral home along with Clear to examine Todd's corpse. Hell yeah.
To get Bloodworth, which I didn't know his name was Bloodworth.
Yeah, it was a great name.
That's a perfect name.
Yeah. So Alex learns that Todd was pulling at the shower clothesline, which means that it wasn't a suicide, as the police concluded. The home's mortician, William Bloodworth, played by Tony Todd, reveals that the survivors who escaped from the impending circumstances have disrupted Death's plan, who is now claiming the lives of those who were meant to die from the accident. You got some great lines from him. You got Bloodworth saying, "In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes."
I want to be his friend.
Yeah. And then you got the one, it's towards the end of a monologue, but remember the risk of cheating the plan, of disrespecting the design, could initiate a fury that would terrorize even the Grim Reaper. And you don't even want to fuck with that, Mac Daddy. And then as they're walking out, "I'll see you soon." It's like, let's go.
Way to bring down the vibe, bro. Bloodworth.
It got my blood pumping, baby. I was like, yes, I just love a nice, creepy guy in the middle of a horror movie. It's like, oh, God, let's go. And Tony Todd, just amazing. He's great. Did you ever watch Candyman?
No.
I saw it as a child.
Were there like
It
bugs?
was scary as a child. Yeah, bees.
Bees. Okay. Did he kill people with bees?
He killed people a lot of ways, man.
Or
He had
did
like
he
a
just
hook
kill
and stuff.
bees?
He was like a, I believe
Was
he was
he a
like
beekeeper?
he was the ghost of a slave. He's the ghost of a slave, I believe. Something like that. It's been a while since I watched it, so I don't want to say too much because
You mean he wasn't like happy with all the skills that he was taught as a slave?
Nope. Turns out, came back to kill people.
Imagine that.
I really can't remember. I should really rewatch that. We should do it on the podcast this October.
We should.
Yeah. I just remember being really scared of Tony Todd as a child.
I was always too scared of the box of the movie because it looks scary.
It's a great poster and cover. Yeah. It's amazing because you can't really see the face, I don't think.
It's like, I like candy, but I don't like that.
I don't like that man's candy. During Halloween, he's only giving candy corn.
Yeah, strangers with candy.
Yeah. What's your feelings on candy corn? It's really not that bad. Right?
My stepmother, for some reason, thinks that I love it and gets me a giant bag of it every year.
I mean, I ate it when I was young.
I know, yeah, you ate
it. It wasn't good. It wasn't like Reese's, but
it was just candy.
They weren't bad. It was just like weird old people candy. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, I get it when I'll eat it if I don't have anything.
It just feels like real, like Depression era candy.
Yes.
Here's some wax that looks like cord. Eat it, kids. So, Alex
and nickel piece candy canes.
Alex and Clear, they're at a cafe and discussing their next move. Alex, he sees a bus in the window of the cafe when there is no bus. I love those things where he's like,
yeah,
what's happening?
They remind me of like the premonitions things you find in that game, Until Dawn and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like those types of games.
Hell yeah. Weird that that's becoming a movie since the game isn't the movie. But
those are fun games.
Yeah, I love them. He tells Clear that they will have to find the patterns and cheat death again. Because they think if they cheat death again, it will all end. Don't know where they came up with that idea. So the rest of the survivors arrive outside the cafe. Just randomly, they're all just there. It's so fun. I love that.
Hey, let's get all the people that Death wants to kill and get together.
Death is like, bro.
Is it my birthday?
Well, I guess I'm just assuming that Death put into plans to just make them all show up at once, and hopefully he can just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, you're gonna wipe them all out.
I got somewhere to be tomorrow, so I need to get this over with today. So then again, Carter, just driving his car, sees Alex, is like, oh, fucking no way, baby. I'm turning around. Almost kills Billy.
This guy needs to be locked up.
He needs some therapy. Something. I don't know.
Hey, good on his girlfriend for just getting the hell out of that situation.
Yeah, she's like, y'all got to stop. And I'm just like, Alex ain't doing anything, man. He's sitting at a cafe. This guy wants to run him over immediately.
I know. And just as her life began anew, it was taken away.
It's just like I put in my notes, like, he saved y'all's damn lives. He can't help it. death is a fickle bitch.
But like, this is what got me about how bad Death was at trying to kill Alex. But then she just like gets hit by a bus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so Alex, it wasn't his turn to die yet. Because he's going in a pattern. He's got to go by
the seating chart.
Yeah. There's rules in death.
Baby. Yeah, of course.
There's rules in death.
Of course.
Valerie, the teacher, declares her intentions to move town. While Terry is furious that Carter picks a fight every time she sees Alex, she refuses to let the plane crash be the most important event of her life. And I'm like, you fucking go, girl.
I think it was up there, though.
Yeah.
It'd be up there.
I mean, you could let it like...
It's a fun story at parties.
It could define your life for a week. Let's give it a week. And she's backing up to get away from him into the street. Not smart on her. And is run over and killed by a speeding bus.
Splat.
And it splashes a 7 on Alex's face.
Oh, was it?
The 7 survivors.
I just thought it was blood.
There's a bunch of number stuff. Like 180 pops up a bunch in the movie.
See that. What was that supposed to? Is that Flight 180?
Flight 180, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very fun stuff. It almost feels like Lost took a lot from Final Destination because the flight shows up all the time throughout the series of Lost. Like the numbers. It's funny. So later that night, after watching a news report on the cause of the explosion, Alex concludes that the death is reclaiming the survivors according to the sequence of their intended demise on the plane. He sees that Miss Luton is next.
Well, she has a bad evening.
Yeah. Not good. Definitely not good.
What else could happen to this woman?
I know. It's like, Death is just like, he's having a good time, Yeah. He's been doing this for so long. He's like, oh, I had to do a boring plane crash the other day, but now I get to be devious,
got creative
baby.
freedom.
It's like, I just read a book on Rube Goldberg, or whatever his name is.
Rube Goldberg.
Rube Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he just read a book about it. And he's like, oh, that's interesting. Or he just like recently killed him. Or thinking about his death and be like,
this guy had some great ideas.
I've been thinking about implementing this into my ways of killing. Let's try it.
He's really trying to break through that glass ceiling.
Yeah. So, So Miss Luton is struggling with the death of everybody. She is packing up. She looks out her window and sees creepy ass Alex. It's like, let me be as obvious as possible that I'm just out here weird. So she calls Agent Shrek. He shows up and they pick up Alex and take him away.
Shows up in a giant onion carriage.
Yeah. And like a really short person like behind him.
Lord
like,
Farquaad.
Oh, it's our temp Farquaad. He should have followed us. But so now Miss Luton, she feels safe, but death blows in. Bum, bum, bum.
Death does a lot of blowing.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Alex talks with Ween and Shrek. I mean, come on, why did they do this?
That's funny.
Pretty much implicating himself. Miss Luton puts on...
The cartoon wasn't even out yet at this point.
No, it wasn't. I don't think. Yeah. I mean, he's named after the Max Shrek, the actor.
Yeah, but nobody knows that.
Yeah. I mean, I just eventually stopped typing in the way it was supposed to be called, and I just started typing in Shrek. Miss Luton puts on some John Denver. There's a lot of John Denver in the movie.
Yeah, what's up with that?
He died on a plane crash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was...
Right.
Yeah, this movie is not very sensitive to people who died on planes. Just because they, like, literally the premise used was an actual plane crash. The news in here, when they're showing the plane crash, that's of the plane crash that it was based on.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they were just like, we can't get canceled for another 15 years.
All right.
Alex tells the agents that he's going to break the pattern. They're like, this guy might be a serial killer. Miss Luton is making tea. She throws like some rag on her knives, which is an insane thing to do, and sees death in the tea kettle.
You think the agents ever thought that, this guy's saying that people are going to die unless he's involved? We should like hold him.
Yeah.
But they say.
1 more hour, dude. If you just question him for 1 more hour.
Yeah.
Follow him home.
Miss Luton will die anyway.
Be like, hi, you're good to go, but we giving you a ride.
Yeah, we're
like, what the hell? So Miss Luton is making tea. She sees death in the kettle. She starts her gas stove, but it goes out, so she lights a match, and we're like, ooh, this is how she dies. But no, it just lights up. The agents let Alex go. Shrek says he almost believes Alex because how creepy he is. And then Ween's like, bro, you look creepy.
Yes. He's like, I almost believe him.
Are you sure you're not in the X-Files series?
He doesn't need his job.
Yeah. So Miss Luton gets scared of her coffee mug because it says the high school.
Yeah, that was silly. I mean, I guess, but
it was funny. And throws the water on the ground, and you're like, oh, here we go, more water-based death. And
throws it on a toaster and it explodes.
So then she said, like, fuck it, I'm getting drunk. God bless her for it. But then the mug, for some reason, just starts cracking. I guess because it had hot water in it.
And they put ice in it.
And now freezing.
But who doesn't realize that their fucking mug is dripping as much as that one was?
Insane, dude. She's dealing with stuff. She almost died. But yeah, now the vodka's dripping everywhere. She continues. And
isn't it the same cup that she just?
Yep.
Okay.
But now she's like, with the
she
power
takes
of
another drink.
With the power of vodka, I can get through this mug.
That is true. Maybe it's her only mug.
That is true. So she continues to pack, but alcohol got spilled on her computer, causing it to explode. And you're like, oh, it just exploded. Oh wait, it shot glass into her jugular or her neck.
Yeah.
And then Alex walking home sees fire, and then I guess the way that it burned, he's like, a sign, and runs to her house.
The commercial for Gateway.
Yeah. So Luton's house starts to catch fire because there's vodka everywhere. She's trying to grab the rag to put on her neck.
This has to be like 151 if it's on fire.
I know. And she grabs a rag that's on the knives, and like it falls over, it pulls her straight to her sternum.
Yes.
Alex comes in to help, but the stove explodes, causing the door to fall on the knife even further, killing her. And then Alex runs outside of the house as the house explodes. Billy, for some fucking reason, just out for like a midnight stroll on his bike, is right in front of that house. And then it explodes, and it's like, whoa. It's great.
Oh, man. It's like if you look over and Death is over there pouring a pile of birdseed like Wile E. Coyote.
It's like
just painting the train tunnel on the wall.
Just like snickering to himself, like, they ain't gonna fucking see this.
He's set up anvils all over the place.
Because isn't that how a coyote like laughs, like,
yeah,
something like that? Here's the thing.
He also had like a really refined voice, though. That was great. He's my favorite.
So I know like this is like really silly, like the way we're talking about it, we're really having a good time with it. It's fucking brutal, though.
Yeah.
Like something that I feel like this movie doesn't get talked about enough is like how good the gore and the violence is. Like in terms of like horror movies, I'm like, when she's got the knife in her, it's like there's blood all over her. It's like, yikes. And then even with the death earlier with the string around his neck, it's like it looked rough. His eyes,
you see his eyes
bloodshot.
Like, yeah, when the moment they went bloodshot, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
because they all just kind of filled up like water balloons with blood.
It was crazy. Like
it's awesome.
It's like, oh, I get why this movie is like stood the test of time. It's like it's a well-made, fun movie, and it's also kind of like it really kind of makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
It makes you scared a little bit, which I'm like,
it makes you look up facts about how like 90% of all accidents happen in the home.
Yeah,
and it makes you scared to be in your house
now, like,
and to go outside.
99% of planes in the air are all falling at the moment.
Yeah, you're falling constantly.
Yeah. But it was just like, well, after this death, I was like, shit, this movie's good, man. This is a good movie. And it's like, no wonder they're trying to bring it back. Because it's not like the Saw movies. They're all kind of silly and dumb. This was, I was like, this is actually a good movie.
It was good.
I mean, besides some of the characters where it's like, what are your decision makings? Like, other than that, it's like the violence and gore is all pretty good.
It's really fun. Like the whole thing about the knife being in her chest, she's still alive. And then the chair falls on it. It's it like, further.
It's like Death's just like, God dang it, she won't die.
Just like a cat knocking shit off the counter.
Oh man, the new Final Destination better have some cat related deaths. This cat's like messing with stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they've missed an opportunity there.
Yeah. So whoever is directing this, I hope you did that. And I hope you're listening. So agents are now looking for Alex because they go to like Clear's house. It's like, where is he? And she's like, I'll never tell. So the remaining survivors reunite while driving through town as Alex explains the situation. Clear tells Alex a story. So they're just, Carter's like, they're all kind of believing him now. They're like, do you see when I'm about to die? I'm about to die. Am I going to die right now? Who's going to die next? And then eventually he's like, Carter, you're next, big boy.
Yeah, I'd be upset too if like somebody knew that information and they weren't saying it immediately.
Like, bro, if you're just going to sit there quietly, I'm going to know it's me.
Also, if it's one of us in this car, We all need to get away from each other.
We all need to know now. We all need to go stand in a field, empty field, and we just need to sit here.
Plane crashes on them.
It's like we could maybe play Carter. Yeah, just like a meteorite lands on Carter.
Yeah,
it's like,
you would have to.
Damn it. So they go to some park. Then Alex is sitting on a beach hiding out from the cops. Clear comes up and tells Alex a story about her dad being shot in a 7-Eleven as he was getting cigarettes. It turns out it ruined her life because her mother was not able to get over it and got a new boyfriend who sucked, apparently, and didn't want a kid. So the mother and this guy just left her, I guess, in this house all alone.
It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Sounds kind of fun.
I mean, I knew I was friends with the guy he had to go live in his own house because his stepmom didn't like him. And so he was alone all the time.
Oh, yeah. No, I said that was kind of cool. I guess maybe for like a night it would be cool. But then it would
this dude was lonely.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, hey, fuck death, dude. Shit, we ball.
What was the deal with her dad dying, though? She said someone told him to turn around and he listened, and then that's
I guess because the store was getting robbed and he turned around and got shot in the face.
I feel like he would have got shot anyway.
Yeah. And she was like, I guess it was like the mom and him were fighting, and
it was probably her fault.
He actually already had cigarettes at the house.
He was getting cigarettes for her.
Yeah. So Carter, who is next, is enraged over Terry's loss and stops his car on a train crossing. First, he's like driving through town, like trying to...
Like an asshole.
He's like, if I'm like, y'all aren't going to die because apparently I'm the only one supposed to die right now. It's kind of a fun scene, though.
Claire's like, oh, you're so attractive right now.
Yeah. Oh, my God. You're such a bad boy driving with no hands. But yeah, so they stop on a train crossing because he's attempting to die on his own terms because, okay. I mean, I guess it'd be...
he's just trying to be a dick.
I guess, honestly, I'd probably rather get hit by the train than the way the other people have been dying so far.
Yeah, that's true. The bus lady got it the best.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe everyone on the plane. I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Devin Saw was getting his face burned off. That would have been rough. I'd want to be like where the initial explosion is. That'd be the best place.
Yeah.
And also, while driving, Alex saw it. Like, he's looking at a seatbelt and it's broken, but then he re-looks at it and it's like fine. And he also sees a train like reflection in the window.
That was cool.
So all of a sudden a train's coming and they're stuck on the track. Everybody gets out. Carter's like, no, I'm going to die.
No, he's just trying to play a trick on him because he's like, okay, now I'll move the car.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to die. And then the car won't start, of course, and then the seatbelt's faulty, just like Dale Earnhardt, damn it. And so then like Saw was like trying to pull it out, and he's like, I know this seatbelt's going to break because I saw it in a vision, and it does break exactly the way he saw it. So Alex was able to save him.
Shitty seatbelt.
But of course, the car got hit, so now there's just like metal debris everywhere. And then sadly, our boy Alex,
man,
Billy,
that was so sad.
Takes it right in the throat.
This is like the only movie where I didn't want him to die.
I know. He wasn't a douche for once in his life.
I know.
It's wild. It's so fun.
It was crazy.
But yeah, I guess the train like hit a piece of shrapnel and it goes, cuts off his head.
Yeah.
Rip.
So that really happens.
But yeah.
Fuck that shit.
And it's just fun to see Sean William Scott playing a different character. It's great.
It's just fun to watch him get his head chopped in half.
Yeah,
too.
that was also great.
Really cool.
I'm sure everybody from American Pie is like, thank God.
That's what I imagine whenever Captain America throws his shield at somebody. Like, that's what should happen.
Yeah.
But it never does.
Yeah, for real.
It
just like hits them and they fall back. That was like with the Falcon and Winter Soldier when you have like agent shield guy or whatever who's like trying to take over for him, and he just like beats the guy's skull in with a shield. I'm like, hell yeah!
It just turned it into paste.
Yeah, it was the best part of that show.
Yes.
It's like, oh, finally we're doing a little bit of realism with what it's like to be hit with a shield by somebody with super strength.
Yeah, it's the hardest metal known to people.
Yeah. So Alex learns that because he intervened in Carter's death, it skipped to the next person in the sequence. He saw the broken seatbelt. Believes that he is next, though. Oh, yeah.
Because of the seating chart.
Yeah.
But then he realizes that he got it.
Yeah.
He was mistaken.
Because the next day, in his fortified cabin, you got cork on nails, windows and lamps all
Putting on
taped
gloves
up.
to open up the can.
Yeah, has fire burning on a lamp sitting above water. And
I mean, like, how many
mushy food with a plastic spoon and gloves.
But I love the idea of him putting on those gloves because I've been cut by those fucking lids so many times.
The dude was ready. I would just be in like just a whole full suit, like umpire, like a catcher's gear in baseball.
They're like made of wood, so you wouldn't get the nails or knives couldn't get you.
Yeah. Then suddenly, wind comes in.
Shit, I forgot about the wind.
Death. So some wind comes through the door, blowing the can that he was just eating over, knocking onto a fishing pole that opens a door.
Yeah.
He runs to close it. A knife, for some reason, like almost gets him in the face.
Yeah, man. He's got like a pickaxe.
Yeah.
And really big fishing hooks and sharp objects.
And I love it because when he goes in, he like looks like rusted fishing hooks, tetanus.
Like, I didn't know these were here.
Yeah.
My closet full of death.
Yeah, and I guess this is Clear's like family cabin or whatever. But I love he's just like tetanus. Good one, Death. You can't get me. I will beat you, Death.
Cheeky
you
bastard.
almost got me. So
I feel
good.
like he lives in that barn on Twister.
Yeah. Ooh, apparently, oh shit. I had it in my notes, but it's not here. This is actually a cabin from a different movie, apparently. It's like in another movie.
In the woods.
Yeah. So the agents tell Clear that they will bring Alex in safely and give him like police protection or whatever if she just tells him where he's at, which she does. Alex recalls having changed seats with two classmates in his premonition and realizes that Clear is actually next. Dude, death goes all out on this girl. So he's gonna rush to her house to save her. But he's also being pursued by Ween and Streck, who believes Alex is responsible for the remaining survivors' deaths. He almost dies a couple times while running from him. He's almost impaled by a tree. A tree falls on him and he almost drowns in it. That's terrifying.
So this is what got, but what you said is right. Like, it's not trying to kill him.
It's trying
That's
to
the
stop
only
him.
reason. Oh.
Yeah, it's trying to stop him to get to Clear. So
yeah, but like, even
him.
if, but I guess he can't kill him. He can't like go all out on this guy.
Death has rules.
Because, I mean, I get that. I like the rules. God, I love rules.
Oh, rules are so good.
I love structure.
Oh, I love reading directions.
I do.
But yeah, that's the way I saw it. It's just like Death's just trying to be like, stop, guy. Like, I might actually do it. But he's like, I can't. Dang it. Who controls Death? He just gets to live on his own.
Taylor Green.
Got her.
But he's a federal employee, so he lost his job.
Damn. Now he's just like on the street. Anybody want to die? Just holding up a sign, we'll kill you for food.
Suck your dick for a soul.
I'll bite it off. You'll bleed out afterwards. Oh, damn. That was a good bit. One of our best bits ever. So we're back with Clear. A power line falls at Clear's house, and it's acting buck-ass wild. Clear sees a candle blown out by Death, essentially. She saves her dog from the power line and is almost impaled. Then a swimming, and I guess there's like this...
The above-ground swimming pool?
Well, you have this, I guess it's a special clothesline thing that's like, it's like a circular thing. It's just spinning in circles.
Yeah.
And it like flies up, almost impales her.
Man, clothesline's getting a lot of action in this movie.
Then it also impels the swimming pool, causing water to go everywhere. She's like, God dang, dog, chill out so you can run away. Dog makes it safely.
She barely escapes getting electrocuted.
And then like she climbs up her house as the power lines is like whipping all around her. She gets inside, it whips inside. Sparks, like all her lights are exploding in her house now. Death's like, it's the finale.
Get back here, woman.
Yeah. Then she like gets into her garage. She gets into the car. She's trying to back out, but everything's going buck-ass wild. The garage opener isn't even working. It like impels into her car.
That was crazy.
She's trying to back up, but she can't because the garage is like, I'm in it too. And then gas is starting to leak everywhere.
Maximum overdrive.
Yeah. So then Alex comes. He finds Clear trapped inside her car and surrounded by loose electrical cables that ignite a gasoline leak around her. It's so fucking sick. This is such a great sequence. And then it's like, I got to grab the cable. He believes that if he skips them again, they will be safe forever. And he's like, because he's essentially sacrificing himself. It's like, I'll die and then it'll be over. But he ends up getting safe. But no one intervened in his safety. We'll get to that later. Mm-hmm. So he grabs the cable, allowing her to escape from the car just before it explodes. And then he appears to be dead.
You think Death just like crosses arms like,
I just want to know, because then it cuts to 6 months later, and
And they have a baby.
Well, no. It cuts to 6 months later, and it's just like, a part of me really wanted like a short, like 2 or 3 minute scene of like the agents just being like, what the fuck do we describe as what is happening here?
Oh, no.
It's like, I want to know if they're just like, oh, well, obviously he wasn't killing her, right? So, but does that just immediately mean he's not implicated in the rest of the deaths?
Oh, this is when they call the X-File guy.
Yeah. Mulder and Scully, get over here. They try, but they like are driving there, and then all of a sudden, like they black out for like 5 hours and then wake, and it's like, damn it, we got to deal with aliens. We can't deal with death right now.
Or they're driving and they're just chanting O'Doyle rules.
Yeah,
and
O'Doyle rules. Flies off. So, anyways, we cut to 6 months later. Alex is alive. And he's with Clear and Carter. They travel to Paris to celebrate their survival and to be finally going on the trip and remember everybody that didn't make it.
Why is he still hanging out with Carter?
I guess he's like, you know what? I almost died. Maybe, Alex, you saved me twice. Maybe
just every time he looks at him, he's like, oh, I want to kill you again.
It definitely seems like his near-death experience like changed him, because he is a completely different guy at the end of this. He seems like more like, yeah, we're friends, and until Devon Sawa Alex brings out the like, actually, guys, let's look here, okay? Alex revealed that death never skipped him after he saved Clear, because he was never saved from death. He saved her. He wasn't going to die then. So technically,
so he's next.
He's still there. And death was like being a little sneaky bitch. Just like, I'm going to give him 6 months. You know what? I need a trip. I want to go to Paris.
I need some me time.
I know that if I give them 6 months, they'll go to Paris, and then finally I can get some croissants.
Eat, pray, love.
Yeah. So fearing that their struggle is unfinished, Alex retreats when a bus hurls a parking sign, not a sign, it's a whole lamppost, towards a neon sign which descends towards him. Carter pushes Alex out of the way at the last second, and he's like, hey, I saved you, so now who's next? And it swings back and towards Carter and kills him.
Yeah.
Damn. That's the movie.
He almost made it.
Yeah. But like during that scene, Clear, she sees like a bus like about to move. There was so much that happened in like literally 10 seconds. I was like, I'm not writing all that down. But like John Denver starts playing in French, and then there's like a pipe falling down. There's like some nails falling. It's chaos. But yeah, Carter dies, which, you know, out of the final three of them, Carter should have been the one that dies.
He was a third wheel.
He was going to beat some girl up at some point in France.
Yes,
like we knew that was going to happen. That's Final Destination.
Yes.
Hell yeah. What a fun movie, babe.
It was really fun.
I almost called you babe.
Babe. Don't call me that. Not in public.
Yeah. So let's head to our category. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fine. So the good is something we liked about the film. The bad, something we didn't like. The ugly is something that didn't age well. The fine, something that did age well. You want to go? You want me to go?
Sure, I can go. I think the good is that really good feeling you get when you think everything can kill you.
Yeah.
It kind of just gives you a new outlook on life.
This movie really does
a good reason to be afraid of every waking moment.
it does a great job at making you feel anxiety.
Yes.
This movie is very effective. That's what you're saying.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It does an excellent job at that. For my good, I put
all my fears are vindicated.
Yeah. It's like Final Destination said I could be nervous about everything. I put the premise. It's just a hell of a premise. Just everything I kind of said throughout the podcast of just like, it's smart. It's weirdly silly and smart at the same time.
Yes.
And it's just, I don't know.
Does it make you want to be one of those guys with the end is near posters?
Yeah.
It does, kind of.
Just be like,
that guy knows what he's talking about.
If you feel the wind, run. That's what they did in The Happening.
Well, yes. That wind
Outrun the wind.
Trees are fucking us.
Bro, can you believe, like, literally the guy that made The Sixth Sense put a scene in a movie where people have to outrun wind? Like, what gets you there? What gets you from a perfect masterpiece of a movie to Zooey Deschanel and Mark Wahlberg outrunning wind?
Oh, perfect.
But anyways, speaking of something bad, let's talk about the bad of the movie. I just put the way people act around Alex. It was a little too much. They could have toned it down a bit. Like, they could have put some people being like, man, like, it's weird that you saw that, but like, thank you for saving like these few people
I'm
that
glad
you
that
could.
worked out.
Yeah.
For everyone.
I mean, I guess if this movie was put like in 2022 or 2002, right? Like the suspicion that like he may have blown up the plane or something like that would have like really hit more. But the fact this is before 2001, it's like not everybody's not just thinking people are blowing up planes here, right? Especially by like high schoolers or something. So is this like maybe we could have found a way around that in the plot, or just being like, because it doesn't really seem to affect Alex that much that like these parents are upset at him. Like that doesn't seem to be a big plot point. So like for me, when I'm watching, I'm just like, everybody just chill the fuck out, okay? It's like, it's not his fault.
Yeah, it was really
You
weird.
should be mad at the airplane people. Go look at one airplane at that airport, and you'll be like, oh, this wasn't his fault. He saved my kid.
The maintenance guys are like, I don't know, maybe try shooting it again.
This is the maintenance guy. It's just like three monkeys in a room hitting each other with a wrench.
On a typewriter until something
and then
comes
somebody
out.
walks in. I have an idea for a type of wrench. Monkey wrench.
You've done it again.
And then Foo Fighters are about to take on a plane. I have an idea for a song. All right, well, that was a lot of monkey wrench business. What do you got for bad?
Just Carter. God, I hated him so much.
Yeah, I know. They always
but it's the same as what you were saying. Like his reactions were just kind of out of control.
Like, what are we doing?
And there's really no explanation for why he is the way.
The explanation is this is what teen movies were back then.
Teenagers suck.
In a teen movie, there's got to be one asshole.
Yeah,
and they have no idea how to make him an asshole, so they just like, he's just gonna fight.
He's gonna
rock.
He's gonna have a fast car and a jog.
His dad's Mickey from the Rocky series.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, I don't want to fight. He just keeps yelling at me, calling me a bum. All right, what do you got for the ugly? Something that didn't age well.
Probably plane crashes.
Yeah, that's what I had. Did not age well because it keeps happening.
It makes you afraid.
Yeah, it's very. There's that fucking sequence where we see him on the plane is scary.
But I think probably using real plane crash footage, that is never going to age well.
I put that down too. I was like, yeah, maybe the parents of some of these victims are like, oh, cool, I just wanted to go watch a movie.
Yeah.
But they probably don't go to this movie in general.
Oh, you're probably right.
If you see the trailer.
Man, what if they did and they're like, oh, shit.
Uh-oh. We thought this was going to be a romantic movie. The Final Destination.
Oh, God.
I put the fact that we all die one day. That was my
that's
ugly.
rough, man.
I think about it way more than
that makes
wish
you
I
want to
did.
live life to the fullest. Start a podcast.
Yeah. Come at us, death. Snake farts, it blows the house up.
Just skeletons.
So, for the fine, I put the joy I get when I see Devin Sawa and Ali Larder, because they're actors from my childhood. Like they were in so many movies growing up. It's great. They're wonderful people. Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, well, this movie kind of was nostalgic.
Yeah, very. Makes me feel good
for sure,
and shitty at the same time, which is great. No, but like, I mean, Devin Sawa, he's such a product of like the 90s and early 2000s. It's like, where'd you go, brother? Ali Larder, I think she showed up in Dexter, which was fun to see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was she? That wasn't his sister, was it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's somebody else. What do you got for something that aged well? Planes falling.
Death. Just random death, I think.
Yeah, that aged great.
Fun ways for people to die. It's always a great pastime.
Or just, like the creative movie death.
Yeah.
Aged so well. They still keep happening, and I love when you see it.
They keep you on your toes.
Yeah. It's like, man, are we eventually going to run out of fun ways to kill people in movies?
Never. Well,
I guess as long as people are finding fun ways to kill people in real life, we'll have ways to do it.
Yeah, but we could always switch back to horses, like I was saying.
God, here we go. Fucking horses. Jesus.
Replace all the characters of this movie with a horse.
One day we'll do a special episode where we'll watch this scene where the horse explodes in Napoleon.
Yeah.
So that you can just have your moment in the podcast.
I need my moment in the sun.
We'll do it while sitting on horses.
A hobby horse.
Yeah. All right. We're going to hit our last little category. It's called Double Feature, where we recommend a movie to go alongside this movie. What you got?
I was going to say I probably recommended it before, but The Faculty.
Yes.
I really like it. Kind of gave me
that
those
was
kind of
in
vibes.
the running of movies I was going to pick. Classic 90s fun alien monster flick.
Jon Stewart's in it.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah. Terminator T-2000? I can't remember his name from Terminator 2. The John Patrick or whatever.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No. But yeah, that movie's great. It's just like all your favorite like 90s actors are in it. Josh Hartnett with, once again, bad hair in a movie.
Yeah.
Which was nice to see him in Oppenheimer because it's like, oh, someone like allowed him to do his hair in this movie.
But I will say something that all these people in this movie could have used were those little blue mushrooms from that show.
Oh yeah, the show you keep wanting me to watch. I gotta watch it.
It's Common Side Effects.
Yeah, Mike Judge.
Dude just like eats them. He finds this mushroom and he knows his plane's about to crash, so he eats one and he survives the crash because like just start handing these out to these kids.
Would mushrooms make your plane crash better or worse?
Much better, I think. Instead of just trying to give you oxygen through that mask, they should just pump it full of
just like
hallucinogens. Yes.
Everybody's high on DMT before they die.
Let's go.
You'll get to figure out all the world's secrets right before you die.
Fuck yeah, man.
So I chose another classic 90s movie, Urban Legend.
Hell yeah.
1998. Where college students expect a series of bizarre deaths are connected to certain urban legends.
The dog in the microwave.
The classic, like someone's behind you in a car flashing their lights because somebody's in your back seat trying to kill you. Because of that, I've always checked my back seats in my trunk. Even today, still as a grown-ass adult, I do it.
Yeah, you know,
I have a tiny car, so it's
oddly
easy.
enough, I also started doing that, but after watching Zombieland.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's
or like Mr. Brooks or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I've actually never seen that Kevin Costner movie.
Like anytime I leave the car unlocked, if I go inside of a store, I always have to check the seats.
Yeah, it's just like, what's gonna happen? Let's see, is that it? Oh, this movie was actually directed by someone who's known for being one of the main directors of the X-Files. Man, this movie really is like all stemming from X-Files. It's kind of crazy. I'm so glad we did a podcast over it. That was so fun to like learn.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch.
He also did the movie The One. And a lot of American Horror Story. 102 episodes.
I like the first season, and it's parts of the other seasons. They just got wild there for a while.
I could never. It's like Ryan Murphy.
They're so cheap.
Same guy that did Grotesserie.
Oh yeah.
It's like I don't know if I like his style.
I don't like a lot of it. I don't like, but it is kind of a guilty pleasure sometimes.
Yeah, I could do that. I do want to like go back and watch them.
Maybe it's the second season I don't like the most.
The first one's like the
therapist.
The house, like the death house or whatever.
Yeah. No, it was the second one that I really liked. Is that
the nun or the?
It was the one that was in like the asylum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That was cool.
Well, that's Final Destination, baby. Thank you for joining us, and we're gonna get real silly next week because if you guys haven't seen the movie Hot Rod, essentially made by The Lonely Island, it's the movie they did before Popstar. It's hilarious, wacky, and great, and it really defined who I was for a little bit when I was younger. So we're gonna be watching Hot Rods. It's got Andy Samberg, Will Arnett, Isla Fisher, and
it's got a lot of Saturday Night Live people.
It's got a bunch of people, and Mr. Green Tea himself, that I constantly forget his name, like I'm doing right now. Oh my God. It's like, why did I even bring it up if I wasn't going to remember it?
It's okay.
Whatever. We'll just skip that part. Yeah, make sure you join us next week for that movie. Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us some fan mail or something, you can go to the top of our description where we have a little link you can click and you can just text us some fan mail, or go to the bottom of the description and send us an email. Yeah, or leave us some reviews. Tell us how we did. We got a couple more new followers. It's just fun. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah, our Sicario episode got us like quite a bit of downloads like immediately, and I was like, hell yeah, that's what I've been wanting to watch. And it seems like they've been listening to other episodes, so that's cool.
Nice.
So yeah, if you're one of those people, tell us what you think about the podcast. I know nobody likes to actually leave reviews. I don't do it on podcasts either.
Unless people specifically ask, like we're doing right now.
Yeah, do it right now. But yeah, do that. Tell your friends about us. I'd like to thank Joey Prosser for our intro and outro music. You can follow him on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And this has been the We Recommend podcast. I've been Jesse.
I've been Jason.
Watch out for death. He's one bad Mac Daddy.
Look at him. He's right behind you.
Bye!